Well, welcome back to Cityline. With me, I have a very familiar face, one that I really do love talking to because he does so much good in this community. He and his team and the whole company he works for. I'm talking about Northwest Furniture Bank. And of course, that means that Jeremy Simler is in the house. He is the Director of Development for said Northwest Furniture Bank. Welcome back, Mr. Jeremy.
And thank you for having me, Amanda. Yes, and your team as well.
Yes, my team as well. My faithful friend Fred, who's our producer, who's making all this happen. Jeremy, last time we were together, we were talking about Chair Affair. Can you give us just a brief recap of your fundraiser that is the biggest one you have every year? And then we'll get into exactly how Northwest Furniture Bank is doing.
Absolutely. This year, again, just goal-setting numbers just blows my mind every year. The success that we have, the depth of the relationships that we have is really what points us in the right direction there. So this year we did over $330,000 for the event, and which is just phenomenal. A big portion of what made that happen was a rather large match from people that believe in us in the community. We had a $150,000 match this year, so that helped us push our numbers higher than they've ever gone before. So really exciting to be able to report back to that, and really exciting to say that the impact of that is that more families in our community get furniture, right? So that's really that's the thing, is that the donors make it possible for us to continue our work. They're the real heroes when we talk about this stuff. So over $330,000 this year. Extremely humbled, incredibly grateful to our community, and off we go. And it seems sort of funny too, right? We talk about it, and then we kind of put it on the shelf for a little bit, and then we start talking about it again, and before you know it, it's going to be here and upon our doorstep one more time next year. So, yep.
That's right. With just as many donors and sponsors who believe in you and know the great work that you do. If we have somebody in our viewing audience who has not heard of Northwest Furniture Bank, but they just heard they had a great event, Jeremy, can you tell us what Northwest Furniture Bank is now known for in the Northwest?
Yeah, absolutely. So 2 service locations, one downtown Tacoma, Washington, serving Pierce, and literally any county that wants to bring people to us. King County, mostly South King County, Snohomish County, certainly, and then counties to the south. And then we also have a relatively new, 1.5-year-old furniture bank in Vancouver, Washington, serving Clark County, Clackamas County, and the surrounding areas down there as well. So both of those furniture banks combined basically served 140 families last month alone. And our goal and our mission is to provide people with hope, dignity, and stability. And we do that by giving them furniture that's donated to us. So really the vehicle is a lot like a clothing bank or a food bank, but we just deal with furniture. So if you think about serving 145 families in 1 month, and I think this year we're averaging over 130 families that we're serving through both locations. That's 130 sofas in one door and out the other door to a family. That's at least that many sofas. I already said sofas, armchairs, double that, and then quadruple that when it comes to dining room chairs that you'd sit around the table and eat a family dinner around, right? So that's what we do, and that's what we've become the pointy end of a furniture stick in this area. I think that's the way to say it. Exactly.
But even, I mean, what a beautiful explanation. And one of the things I know about you and your organization is that, yes, you do that in terms of physical pieces of furniture, beds, everything to set up a home, but you come at it from a really beautiful point of view of understanding what a home spiritually, mentally, psychologically does for people who are in transition. And that's how you and every person in your building starts their day.
Yeah, that's so true. When I came to the Furniture Bank 8 years ago, I said to the executive director and co-founder, Bill Lemke, that I just wanted to connect my head and my heart, right? So I'd been in finance, and I wanted to take whatever I'd learned in finance and get back to something that was really missional, something that was deep and something that made an impact in the community. I was downstairs this morning walking through the warehouse, and one of our employees, I said, Derek, how's your day going? And he said, it's great. And I said, what are you most excited about today? And he said, I'm most excited because we get to change somebody's life by giving them furniture. I'm like, okay, well, oh, yeah. Yep. And that sums it up, right? And that sums it up. And there are, we all know, because we live in an incredibly polarized world right now, that there will be people today, maybe even that darken our door, that are entitled, and feel like they need more than what they're receiving from us. There will also be people that come through our door, as is the case with I wish I could share the voicemail that we got yesterday from a client who effused gratitude. My daughter now has a mattress to sleep on because of you. We have a dining room set now so that my daughter and I can have dinner, and she has a place to do her homework. Really? Come on, people. This is a dignified approach to a holistic social service wrap around really agencies that we serve in Tacoma, because we're not primary. We're not dealing with people that are homeless right now. What we're helping the YMCA or associated ministries or whomever is working with somebody that's on the front line. Once they get them moved into a home, then they come to us, because people are less likely to return to homelessness if they have furniture in their home, right? And we know that because Catholic Community Services, our dear friends there, did a report on us a couple of years ago, and they found that 50% of the people, that receive furniture from us, the rate of return to homelessness was cut in half. So that's a big number, right? Because if 100 people are coming out of homelessness, 50% of them get it. That's 50 people that don't return to homelessness because they've received furniture, right? I think we take it for granted a lot. We take our dining room set for granted. We take our sofas for granted. But there are people in our community that don't have them. And that's why we're here.
So what is the greatest need that you're facing right now? Because even though you are not what I would call a direct service, in the sense of, you're not meeting people yet. You guys could do anything you set your mind to. You're not meeting people on the street and putting them in a house. You're meeting them when they're already in an apartment or a place to live. But your business, it must be affected by the lack of housing here in Tacoma that all of us have on our hearts and minds right now as we're starting to pivot into the colder season.
It's absolutely been hit by that. Rent moratoriums, and these are all really good things, but it does affect our service model. Pre-COVID, we were serving about 165 families a month. Now we're serving right at 130 families a month. So all of that stuff factors into what we're doing, right? If you drive to our Tacoma location to donate or shop at our retail store, Hope Furnishings, you will see that we are literally next to a homeless encampment of about 250 people. And so every morning we drive in, we say hi to the same people because they're our friends now. And we know that at some point, we will be able to help them with our services, right? We do know also that as winter approaches, and this last week has been increasingly cold, right? Snow's starting to fall in the mountains. The weather's been in the 40s. And it's been incredibly wet and damp and rainy, 4 to 6 inches, right? It's a lot of rain. And when we know that people they're cold, right? And so getting them into a home or a shelter or something that can provide consistent heat for them is important. And then that's when we would come in and say, hey, now that you're in something a little bit more permanent, this is where we really shine, and we can help you get furniture. So side note, most of the people that are in the encampment next door are still sitting on nice pieces of furniture and sleeping on it, because that's our heart, right? That's our heart. So yeah.
I love, and that tells me that you are doing what you should be doing in this life. So right. Jeremy, I've had a chance to visit the Tacoma location, was blown away, impressed, from just the organization to the amazing people that are employed, but also the people who I met who volunteer at the Northwest Furniture Bank. So if somebody is listening and thinking, you know what, I don't have any furniture I can donate, or I've already donated it or got rid of it to my child in college, but I really would like to make a difference. Do you have room for volunteers?
That ebbs and flows. If we talk end of Q1 next year, the answer will probably be absolutely please. Right now, the answer is possibly, maybe, and maybe no. And that's just because of of how our numbers trend. Also, we get rather large donations from incredibly generous partners in the community. Some of those donations need to be put together, right? And so we have a build shop. Well, because it's a retail season, and the retail trend now is not many people are going to buy a new bedroom set or new dining room set right before Thanksgiving. We know this because historically we can look at trends, right? And so we're not getting as many donations from our big retail friends as we typically get. And so we even go into a little bit of I would almost say like a monk mode, right? Where we just kind of simmer down. We shut everything down. We have Thursday volunteers that have come in for, some of them have been with us for 14 years, literally. And they always get a little grumpy right now because we lay them off and we say, we'll see you again. So in terms of our biggest need right now, you asked that question before, and then that dovetailed into volunteering. Our biggest need right now is grace. Yeah. The supply line is so affected, right? So we have a massive backlog that we're trying to whittle away at for mattresses. We guarantee a mattress to everybody who comes through our door. Well, if we put in pre-COVID, just as an example, we could put in a request for mattresses to purchase on Monday, and we would pick those up or receive those mattresses Thursday and Friday the same week, right? Today, our cost for those mattresses has increased 100%, and it's a 6 to 9 week waiting period for those mattresses, right? And so what do we need, right? We need people to be understanding. We need people to be mindful that we are stuck in. We're not a big box retailer, so we're not going to order 10,000 mattresses, right? So we need people to be understanding, and we need people to help in terms of financial donations, right? So one of the things that we have coming up on November 30th is Give Tuesday. Pleased to announce today that we have $12,500 in an upfront match from generous donors. And so hopefully we can double that on the 30th. I'm pretty confident that we can do that. So that's what we need right now. It's really, your time, treasure, or your talent. And right now we kind of need people's treasure more than anything. So that's what we need right now. Yeah.
Well, as my grandmother used to always say, asking is for free. So
that's
there
right.
You go. You just asked, and this is what a better platform to ask on. Jeremy, yeah. Thank you so much for being with us today, and for every day I know that you wake up and bring your best self to this world, and you also attract people who do the same thing. So I thank you so much for the grace that you give us, and the grace that you give those people whose heart is still looking for a home, because I know that they're going to stop along the way at Northwest Furniture Bank and get filled up with furniture and also with love. So thank you so much, Jeremy.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure. That wraps up another great segment of Cityline. It is always, as Jeremy just said, a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some really great things to think about this past hour. So before you head out and engage in those wonderful things we just talked about, make sure you're vaccinated, make sure you have your mask. And when you're done enjoying Tacoma, come on back. We'll be waiting for you right here at Cityline. Take care.
Tacoma, that's my home, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home. Place I call my own. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. Oh, you're from Seattle. Oh, you're from LA. Chicago, but Tacoma's where you'll stay, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. From the fires to